Well, into the player ratings. As you guys are still celebrating the win for the club of Manchester United, I really he come to bring you what we call the player ratings. Man City 1, Manchester United 2. The player ratings go on as follows. Now, we thank God for the gift of life. May the living to God bless you. But the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is concerned onto this beautiful channel of ours. This is the United Matters channel, and we are into this. It's a Sunday. Those that have gone ahead to go for prayers, thank you and keep it up. And let's wait and see how things really pan out in there for you. Now, let's start it off with Andre Onana, 8 out of 10 for me. Though he's responsible for the goal that goes in because I'm going to need to do better to save it, but he kept us into the game for a very long period of time. And his passing range was really nice because I think 90% of the passes that he did towards the players of Manchester United in the half area of Man City were really on point. That's why I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he really closed down that area very well. Even when Jeremy Doku came in through, he couldn't do anything. The first player he played out of this game was Phil Foden. That's why in the second half, Foden was played into the mid of the park. But even when Jeremy Doku came in through, he really had to pocket him a little bit. And to score that goal, he shields inside and is playing the vicinity that is known for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I think Garnacho would have gone ahead to do a little bit better, but I think he was lazy. That's why this guy gets into a very good shooting range. But even Onana would have gone ahead to do better. 7.5 for the side of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We go to Diego Dallo. For him, I won't speak on what he did, but his game by numbers speaks by itself. 7 clearances, 6 out of 9 duels won, 2 out of 3 tackles won, 2 out of 2 dribbles completed, 1 interception, 1 shot. Defensively superb. That is Diego Dallo for you. An 8 out of 10 is the rating he's getting from me. Lisandro Martinez, the Butcher. Oh my God, the Butcher went ahead to have a very good game, but my worry is he never really completed the game because the left foot was like affected in his hamstring area. You understand? So I cannot come out and really feel happy about him when he got off injured, but I don't know the level at which that injury was. But I want to let you know that he had a very good game, and he takes an 8.5 out of 10 for me because him and Varane were really great. The Rolls Royce of Varane just sort of that he could read that game very well, and he was commanding that central defense. With his experience, every defender had to listen to Rafael Varane. And I tell you, that's what you get from Rafael Varane with his experience when he's playing into that. So for me, Rafael Varane, 8.5 also, that I give him into this game of football that he played against the side of Man City. We go to the midfield, Amrabat. Oh my God. I tell you, if United is wise enough and its recruitment department is good, there is no way they don't give Amrabat a permanent contract. This loan should be made permanent. What he went ahead to put out was really out of this world, and for everyone who really knows what it means to be obviously playing into that midfield that has Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, name it, it requires you to be having an extra touch of your game. He ran into those passes, he bulled them with his physicality, and I guess what? He could pass those balls. Even when he lost the ball, he could obviously do what we call huge recovery runs. Just to it that he really tracks back on time to shield the back four, and he did his job. The passing was nice, and I just liked what Amrabat was like. And finally, he puts up a shift in 4 consecutive games. I was a little bit worried about him, you know, because of how he played against Newcastle, when he lost very many balls in the midfield as he passed them to our side, and that of Brighton, right? I was really very shocked, but he really showed us that the more game time he gets in, the more he becomes a very, very, very good anchorman for the team of Manchester United, and he gets a 9 out of 10 for me. I tell you, Amrabat was one of the most useful players on the field of play. We go to Kobe Mainoo, scoring the second goal and obviously bossing that midfield with ease. And the way he really makes football look so easy, he's really that guy that you want to be talking about every other day. Now, Kobe Mainoo game by numbers, 100% dribbles completed, 100% chance conversion, 21 passes completed, 1 clearance, 1 goal. That is Kobbie Mainoo for you. And this guy was really everywhere onto the pitch. 9.5 9.5 out of 10 for me, for Kobbie Mainoo into that game. He was really, really excellent. Now we go to the other player that played with the midfield, Scott McTominay. I liked his energy. And if you bring in another midfielder like Andre Onana, who has the energy like that of Scott McTominay, with a more huge talent than Scott McTominay, you get more into your midfield, especially in your creativity, because Scott McTominay finds himself in better positions of really scoring and really putting out passes or really getting in a secondary assist, but it doesn't really look like he's ready to do that. That's my problem with him. So for me, Scott McTominay gets 8 out of 10. That is it. The other player that played that game was Bruno Fernandes, responsible for the assist for the second goal. That's the Bruno I want to see. With that no-look assist, that's the Bruno I want to see. I think I was like saying, who was it? Was it Wayne Rooney? That few players in the world would go in for an assist like that, and it's really accurate. You get? That is Bruno Fernandes for you, and that's why he gets you. And I just loved what he went ahead to put out onto the field of play when Manchester United was obviously just linked up with Man City. And his game by numbers was as follows. 20 passes completed, 9 out of 13 duels won, 5 tackles won, 5 chances created, 3 out of 3 dribbles completed, 3 shots and 1 assist. Obviously, he is really one of those that put in a very good shift. A 9 out of 10 for me for Bruno Fernandes, for obviously keeping that positional discipline in the middle of the park, because he always tries to run on the out wide sides, out wide left and out wide right. But this time around, he kept himself into that ilk, and I just went ahead to love everything that Bruno Fernandes went ahead to do into that ilk. That is Bruno Fernandes for you. Then the other player that went ahead to feature in that game of football was in the midfield. There was Kobbie Mainoo. I've talked about him. Amrabat, I've talked about him. Scott McTominay, I've talked about him. Bruno, I've talked about him. Now I'm left with Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho. For Marcus Rashford, he had the energy. He died for the team, and that switch play to Garnacho that results into the second goal was really a masterpiece. I tell you what, that is what we call playing the ball to the blind side. All switching play. He switched play onto the blind side. Garnacho cut inside. As I told you that I don't want to see Garnacho taking on the left back of Man City to the byline. I want him to obviously cut back into the middle or into the inside and then try to cause havoc. That's what he did onto the second goal, and Bruno did justice to his pass. Obviously, Kobbie Mainoo buried it at the back of the net to make it 2-0 for the club of Manchester United. So for me, Rashford, he takes an 8 out of 10. And I think this is one of the highest ratings I've gone ahead to give Marcus Rashford this season. It shows you how bad Rashford has been this season. But he can really go on holiday and really plan for next season. And we need to see how he's really going to be looking next season. That is Rashford for you. Alejandro Garnacho, scoring the first goal, being involved in the second goal. What a play for this young man, Alejandro Garnacho, and he showed us what he's made of. And 100% shot accuracy, 100% tackles won, 3 out of 4 duels won, 3 shots on target, 2 clearances, 1 goal. Another big performance on the right wing. That is Garnacho. By the way, every time he plays on the right wing, there are moments that he really creates as a player. And I think he's going to have to produce better moments in the game or in this season as a right winger, as Alejandro Garnacho. I give him a 9.5 out of 10. That is it. We go to the substitutes. John Evans, 8 out of 10, kept it solid at the back. Then Rasmus Højlund, a 9 out of 10. He ran them off the park, I tell you. He showed how good he is when he ran them off the park into that game when he came in through. And by the way, I was really very sensitive sure that even if Man City equalized and went to extra time, this man would have gone ahead, obviously, cause havoc to them, because he could bossy Akanji, John Stones in the air, and he had the pace. You understand? Then Victor Lindelof, 7.5 out of 10. Mason Mount, 7.5 out of 10. The manager, Erik ten Hag, a 9 out of 10. It was a masterclass of a tactical display or exhibition at Wembley. Who is my man of the match? Either Garnacho or Kobbie Mainoo. I'll pick one, but I'll go with Alejandro Garnacho because Kobbie Mainoo was excellent, but Garnacho was into the two most important goals that saw us win the beautiful game of football. Rock and David is my name. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Rock and David remains my name. I'm out. See you when you see me. Bye-bye.